Hey everyone, it's Pastor Dave from St. John in Woodbury, Minnesota. And I hope today, April 13th or Easter Monday for some people, I hope it's going well for you. If you are up here in Minnesota, or in fact, if you're in many parts of the country, Easter may have been strange for you in many ways. Obviously, with everything going on and unable to meet in person and worship in person and do family activities in person. That's crazy enough, but you add in the snow. I know I talked to my parents yesterday who live in Colorado, and they got a healthy amount of snow. And up here in Minnesota, we got some snow. So kind of just a crazy Holy Week, crazy Lent, and crazy Easter. But again, I do hope and indeed pray that during this time that you are filled with hope. And again, that's why we're doing these videos. And we're going to start back up with Lamentations tomorrow. I want to spend just one more of these daily devotions, kind of reflecting on the weirdness, the uniqueness, but also I would say the blessedness of Holy Week this year. Obviously, I wouldn't have imagined in my entire lifetime that this past month has been the way that it has been. In fact, tonight, in just a few short minutes, I'll be having my April elders meeting, and I remember the last one in March. And so back in March, a month ago, it was kind of a last minute addition to our agenda that we should probably talk a little bit about the potential coronavirus, any changes that we need to make. And so actually at the time, we simply said, all right, we'll just not shake hands, maybe make a couple of adjustments. And that was on a Monday. By Wednesday, all of a sudden there was talk of order or some sort of comment from the governor. By Friday of that week, it was clear that we're going to have another meeting, another emergency meeting. And then by Sunday, so less than a week later of our last elders meeting, we were having an emergency meeting with our leadership to shut down all in-person activities at St. John for the foreseeable future. And so again, that was a month ago. And so in that last month, we haven't been able to meet in person for worship, for Bible studies, for Sunday school, for children's activities, for meetings, for anything. And St. John isn't alone. So in fact, if you're watching this and you're connected to another church, you're probably experiencing the same thing. And so we transitioned everything online for this last month. And so again, with the timing, it's just kind of crazy. So over the last month, normally we'd have our midweek services and Lenten meals, and then this last week, of course, we have Monday, Thursday, and that would have included having First Communion with our fifth graders, and then Good Friday service, of course, Easter Sunday with worship, and then again together with family and friends, and all this stuff. I think it's just crazy how much our lives have changed in the last month. But, and this is where I think we can see the hope, and I talked about this a lot on my Good Friday message, if you're able to watch that for St. John. But again, the longer this has gone, the more I'm reminded of just how God tends to work, that he indeed works through times that are like this, that we could never have imagined would be happening. Where again, we're under these quarantine measures. We can't leave our house. I'm hearing about more and more people who have lost their jobs. You hear more people getting the virus. Again, things are different within the church world. Again, like I said, I never imagined this would be a reality. And yet, in these moments like this, again and again and again, we see God doing things that, like I said, we would have never imagined. Right now, I've seen people step up and serve in ways that they can. I've seen people connect and reach out to others, especially the most vulnerable, in just wonderful ways. In fact, even just donations to the food shelf. I dropped off another carload today. In the last few weeks, our church donated over 120 pounds of food to our local food shelf. We've gotten emails and connections from people that have started reconnecting with the church through our online presence. And you're hearing stories about this all over the place. And so I guess what I want you to know on this Easter Monday, as we kind of wrap up Lent, as we wrap up Holy Week, but as we continue to exist in this strange existence, is that God is doing stuff. He's still very active. He's active in people's lives. He's active in the church. He's active in your life. And perhaps this is something that you're seeing too, that as you look at your life and your relationships and your connection to people in your life, your connection to God, maybe it's taken a very positive turn. that otherwise you wouldn't have experienced if it were not for these dark times. So again, I'm excited to see what God ultimately does with all of this, how he shines his goodness, his love, his mercy, his grace in the darkest of times. And I pray that you would experience that. That in these hard times that you would see God in ways that you've never seen before. So again, God bless you on this Easter Monday. Again, tune in tomorrow, and again, this week will be up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every weekday. We'll get back into Lamentations tomorrow, but God bless you today and the rest of your week.